How do I find and replace data within a worksheet and within a workbook? So let's go ahead and I'm going to copy this and do Control C, and I'm actually going to paste it in a Joe Burgers 2. I'm going to paste it right here. So now you have it in both places. You have the same exact table. If, let's say I want to find Angie, the word Angie, or the name Angie, and I want to replace it with Angelina. You can replace it within the worksheet, which is within just Joe's Burgers, or you could replace it everywhere within the workbook, which means Joe's Burgers 2, and R Analytics if you wanted to. So you can replace it everywhere within the workbook. So I am going to go to Home. I am going to go to Find and Select under the Editing ribbon. And I am going to say Replace. And I'm going to say Find What? So you have the Find, and then you have the Replace. So I'm going to choose the Replace, and I'll say Find Angie. And I want you to replace it with Angelina. Now, you can, again, replace it within the worksheet or within the workbook. So to know and where you're replacing it, you click in the Options tab right here. When you click in Options, you'll have a chance to change that from within Sheet to within Workbook right here by using the drop-down list, but not touching anything else. In this case, I'm just going to change it in this worksheet, and then I'll show you how we would change it in the workbook. So I'm going to replace all. Now I have Angelina right here, but if I go to Joe Burgers, the second one, I still have Angie here. What if I want to change it in the whole workbook? So I'm just going to type in Angie again. I'm going to go to Find and Select, Replace, and I'll say from Angie to Angelina, and instead I want to change it into the whole workbook. And I would say Replace all. And now Angelina is in A3 in the Joe Burgers. If I go to Joe Burgers 2, you also have Angelina there. Another thing that you could do here is you could find specific things within a worksheet. So let's say I'm in the Joe Burgers worksheet and I am going to find and select. So you go to Find and Select, you go to Special, and right here you can find different things. You can find a blank, you can find a current region, current array, you can find a last cell. So let's say I want to find the last cell of this workbook and apply a outside border to it. I click the last cell, I click OK. The last cell of this workbook is G7, right? And I want to go ahead and go to the font ribbon, and I want to do a thick outside border in the last cell of the worksheet. And you can find different things. You can even find conditional formatting. And if I want to do conditional formatting, I would click on conditional formatting. I click OK. It tells you that no cells were found that have conditional formatting. And that is how you find, replace, and find specific things that follow under a specific criteria within a workbook or a worksheet.